Well, howdy there folks, and welcome into today's video. Hope you guys are doing great out there as always. So here today on Financial Education 3, we're going to get into my money-losing company, my money-losing app, the Hungry Bowl, and I want to show you guys a little bit of a different video here. I'm going to show you all the analytics around this, going to tell you guys kind of what we're working on here for the project. I don't know if anybody's really ever documented an app kind of from start to finish, and over time and whatnot on YouTube, and made it all publicly available and whatnot. So I thought this would be kind of cool to kind of document this process. And if the Hungry Bowl ever becomes something really big, this would be cool videos to come back, and I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy watching these in the future. If it doesn't, it is what it is. And this is a very, very different type of video I'm making here today. So if you guys enjoy a video like this, let me know in the comment section that you enjoy a video like this. If you don't enjoy a video like this, let me know that as well. I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section. This is just something different. It's not something I have to do, just something I figured like this would be fun to do this, maybe a monthly update, and this will be the October update. So yeah, let me know what you guys want. And obviously I always want to make videos that you guys are interested in. So if no one's really interested in this type of video, let me know that. If you think something like this is cool and you enjoy seeing stuff like that, let me know as well. Okay. Alrighty guys, so let's get into this. So the Hungry Bowl, as far as the financials go, we make $0 from this right now, like literally no money, no revenue. And it costs me about $15,000 to $20,000 a week to run the organization. Now, keep in mind, that's actually that's like a shoestring budget when it comes to apps. It's not a large amount at all. It's a lot of money in general, right? 15 to 20,000, but in the app world, that's actually like a shoestring budget. A lot of apps are usually 50,000, 100,000, if not several 100,000 a week. And I'm not talking about big ones either, okay? So that's just some food for thought there. Right now, we make nothing from it. So if we look at the user numbers, on the 7-day, we're at about 15,000. On a 28-day, we're at over 30,000. Now, as far as users, obviously, we launched in the kind of late summertime and really got this baby up and rolling. And growth has been really dang good. These are two numbers I look at. The reason being is the 1 day isn't that relevant because, that a lot of people don't even use the app on the weekdays because the market's closed, right? And on top of that, we have no newsletter right now on the weekend. So everybody's using the app during the week. So 1 day numbers, I don't even really look at those. I'm always looking at how many people are using it on a monthly basis, how many people are using it on a 7-day, coming on at least once a week to check things out. That's the user numbers in the last 30 minutes. Now those are a little high right now. And the reason being is we released a newsletter this afternoon. And whenever we release that newsletter, we see a huge spike up in demand to people coming to check out the newest newsletter. As far as location, pretty much what I would expect, about 59% United States, about 10% Canada, another 5% or so United Kingdom. iOS makes up the most folks that are using the Hungry Bowl by far. Android's about 33% right now, and this is something fun I look at every once in a while. It kind of shows you people are literally using the Hungry Bowl app all over the place, all over the world. It's really cool to see something like that, and it really hits you dang man, somebody's using this app in New Zealand right now. That's crazy. So living in the United States my whole life, I always just think United States, and it's cool to just see people from all over the world using it and enjoying it. So as of right now, that's the way the app looks. For you guys, for everybody that's a user, however, I have a special version, okay? So I always get the I guess we can call it beta versions before we come out with it and release it to the public. So I'm going to show you guys now behind the scenes everything we're working on and different stuff like that, okay? So now we're looking at beta version. So first off, this is going to be filled out with 3 more over time. We're adding another crypto. We're adding ADA, which is Cardano. We're adding that one in there. It's a really, really popular one that a lot of folks are tracking and want to see it on a daily basis. We're also adding 2 Asian markets. We're going to add the Hong Kong, and we're going to add the Shanghai up here. And my goal with this is I want folks to be able to log in to the homepage, and if you don't have a lot of time, you just have 5 seconds on your hand and you want to know how the markets are doing in general, you can just quickly log on to the Hungry Bowl and you can see, everything you pretty much want to see, how the US markets are doing, how crypto's doing, how European markets are doing, how the Asian markets are doing, and how gold's doing. That's about all you can ask for. So that's what I want, those 12, boxes here. And literally, like I said, if somebody just has 5 seconds on their hand, they don't have time to check all their stocks, stocks or cryptos. They don't have time to, read the newsletter and read the stories and do research and stuff like that. That's cool. I just want to have something there where it's just so easy. You don't have to swipe by a bunch of stuff. I know, like, if I ever go on CNBC, I have to swipe to a bunch of different things to see all this stuff. The fact that I can see it all in one place is really dang cool, because a lot of times if the U.S. market's down big, I want to see, like, was Europe down big? Were the Asian markets down big? Vice versa. If let's say the U.S. markets were up huge today, it's like, okay, were those other markets up huge? What's going on with crypto? Is crypto up big? Obviously, by the way, Bitcoin's on the particular day I'm recording this having a big day. And then something else we're working on, we're going to shrink down this part right here, the newsletter part, because it's kind of like overly big right now. And we're going to add like a top 3 trending stories kind of in the middle here. And so we're hoping to have that in either this week's update or next week's update. So it should be cool, pretty cool. Make the home page even better and more relevant than it's ever been. And like I said, we just continue to work on this stuff and try to make it better. Something else we're working on, by the way, smell the Red Club. That stock's gone ridiculous the last 2 days. It was up 15% plus yesterday. It's up 15% today. It's just a whole other world going on there. But something we've been working on here is live tick data. So essentially, you come on the app and the stock prices are changing like almost every second or every couple seconds. Like there's a trade goes through and all of a sudden it's up 676, 674. And because before, the way we had it is it didn't update at all unless you went out of the app and then came back in. I'm like, that's just, some people want to see it open all the time, right? And it needs to be changing all the time. So now the live tick data in there is really dang cool. And we're just making that better and better and better. So yeah, eventually you should be coming on here, and if you go to your stocks tab, like everything's just like changing actively, and you're seeing every single trade go through. So really looking forward to that, really liking that there. There's a small tweak here. So we used to have that you could see the amount of comments, but a lot of people don't even comment, they just read stuff, right? So what we want to do is actually put an eyeball feature so you can see exactly how many people have seen something. So let's say 2,000 people, read the newsletter, it'll have like 2,000 eyeballs there, or 1,500 or whatever the number is, right? And so that's pretty cool. It's kind of like being able to see YouTube views. You can see like how many people have watched a YouTube video. Now you'll be able to see how many people have looked at a particular newsletter, story, things like that. Once again, this feature is not available yet, but it should be within the next week or two to everybody out there. Also done the same exact thing with the Stories tab. The Stories tab, I believe, is now live for everybody in general. I wanted to make a change here where we kind of made this a little brighter as far as kind of folks knowing about the Stories tab, because these stories that the guys are writing are phenomenal, like really good pieces. Like I read through them, I'm like, holy smokes, like this is no joke. It's like these are really good, just separate pieces. It isn't really something you'd put in the newsletter because some of these aren't really news based. Like, for instance, I was reading this one last night, the beauty of McDonald's recession-proof business model. It's just amazing. And this is one of those things, I think it's like a hidden gem that's going to be on the app over time, where you're going to be using it. And then all of a sudden you're going to check this out and you're going to read one. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is actually well written. Like, I learned something. This is cool. And then you're going to read something else and you're going to read another one. And I feel like this is going to be just a really dang cool thing overall. So guys are doing a real good job of writing it. And, if you guys ever are reading one of those and you really enjoy it, like let those guys know, Cole and Dieter and those guys, like let them know, that you're really enjoying one of these pieces, you learn something from it. Because believe me, that stuff, it means a lot. It really does. And, I appreciate the work they're putting in here. Now, for my stock market investors, we want to talk about something cool. So right now there's this financials tab, and you can see a ton of financials. If we were to scroll up, you can see revenue and market cap, a ton of things like that, right? But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, and I don't believe this is live yet, but it should be within the next week or two, there's going to be a view all financials tab. Now, this is going to be pretty darn sick. So essentially now, there's all these charts where you can drop down. So let's say you want to see cash. You could hit that button and drop down, and it would show you like, basically a bar graph of how cash has trended over time, up, down, where the numbers are at. Right now, I just had opened for the screenshot here, the current assets for this particular stock here, and you can see the way things are trending. So obviously a lot of folks don't do insanely in-depth research on their phone. However, I understand like more and more people are using their phones, for stock research, and I think this is just something that's going to be really cool for a lot of people over time, especially if you just want to do a little research. You're out and about, and I don't know, you're waiting for a bus or something. You want to do some little research, or you're waiting for somebody, or there's many various reasons people are out, and hey, when you're a stock market investor, you try to get it in when you can get it, right? As far as doing your research, because there's a limited time in the day. We're also going to have a search bar, so you can actually search a particular thing. So let's say, I want to search property, plant, and equipment. I could search it there, and it would be, pop up and populate there, and I could drop it down. So that's really dang cool. That's not even something I had thought about, the search bar, but that's just really darn cool. So yeah, looking forward to that continuing to get built out over time, and I think that's going to be super, super helpful for a lot of folks that are really into looking at the financials, and really my crowd specifically. General people that are just interested in finance, probably not going to find something like this that cool, but I'm going to tell you, stock market investors are going to find this very, very cool. People like myself, we see this and we're like, this is sick, okay? Especially the fact that this is a free app, like, having stuff like this. Now, something else we've been working on here is the earnings call and SEC tab. So that's something we added in the past month or so. And some stocks haven't come up good as far as the 10Ks, 10Qs earnings calls, but we've gotten to a point now where the high majority of stocks, we got their SEC filings on there. They're updating. We had their latest earnings calls all up there. They're updating. And so we're getting that to a really, really good place now. And once again, that's other features that, once again, for general people out there, they don't think that's a big deal, right? But for the folks that that really, you guys that watch my content, like to be able to listen to earnings call right inside the app and read a 10Q right inside the app, or a 10K if you want, right? That's really cool stuff. That's really, really cool stuff. So we get it. Not everybody's going to get something like that, but we're just trying to do a better job of getting everything to come up actively all the time. Okay. A feature we've had for a while, but it's just not quite getting the interaction I thought it would, and I've got to figure out a better way to get this, is this news category. For some reason, it just kind of gets buried down there. And I don't know why that is. It's just not seen. So I don't know. We're going to see if we're going to change up the way this looks, the color scheme, something like that. Because what I have found is this is one of my favorite things in the app that I honestly don't think anybody even knows about. Because I think some folks think it's just like general news, when in relation, this actually gives you news in relation to any stocks you have on your actual stock list. And so if there's any of your stocks that are being talked about in articles, things like that, it's going to give you that news there. Okay. And so, for instance, I follow Tesla stock. So it gives me this article that was written today about GM and Tesla. I obviously track Facebook stock. So it gives me this article written about Facebook. I track Palantir stock. So Palantir gives me an article, about something that was written about Palantir today. And so it's really, really cool because it gives you it's all relevant news based upon the stock, the stocks you're basically tracking, that you actually care about the news, right? Because there's thousands of stocks in the stock market, and there might be 10 stocks that you actually care about. So you want news that's in relation to the 10 stocks that you actually hold, right? And so, yeah, I'm going to try to get this more visibility because I don't think a lot of folks even see that or realize how dang cool that feature is. So going to try to get that more visibility in the next week or two because that's a really dang cool feature. Now, also, crypto. So we have ways you can track your crypto, obviously, right? But for crypto, folks, we don't have a lot of else you can do. So what we're going to add is we're going to add a news tab also to the crypto area and try to get that some visibility. So then any cryptos you track, any news will populate up. Let's say you own Cardano. That's one of your news in relation to Cardano will come up there. Let's say you own Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Cash related news will pop up there. And so that's something really looking forward to there and getting that in the next week or two. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is an October update for the Hungry Bull, my money losing company as of right now. And I've been thrilled with kind of the success of it in terms of people really enjoying the app, liking the app. Thanks to everybody who's ever enjoyed it and left us a review on the iOS store, the Android store. That means a lot, guys. I appreciate all you guys as always. And once again, in the comment section, let me know if you enjoy a video like this. I can do a monthly update on the Hungry Bull and just tell you guys what we're working on, the projects, and give you a behind the scenes look at these things and run you through the analytics and stuff like that. If you guys enjoy it, let me know. If not, it's all good. Much love as always, guys, and have a great day.